Check, sound check. Wait lang Magano lang ako. Tingnan ko lang kung gumagana yung ating live. Excuse. Sound check. Tapos pakinggan ko lang kung nagana yung ating video. Okay. Let's start na. So itong topic natin is dalawang video to about sa pagkain, yung mga expiration, the truth about the expiration date ng pagkain, tapos yung isa yung pagkain mga hindi na expire. So yung isa medyo mahaba yung video na yun, pero ito from TEDx itong unang video natin. So yun, the truth about expiration food. So medyo guilty ako dyan kung baga expire na ng one day, kinakain ko pa rin. Lalo yung mga na-stock dito na spaghetti. Yung yung 1 week na lang before ma-expire, tapos nakita mo, lutuin mo na, kumbaga habol. Pero may nabasa ako dati na 1 month prior, kunwari ang expiration niya ay January. Ang totoong expired nun ay February, parang 1 month yung duration niya. Kumbaga, sa expiration date niya, edible pa rin siya. Kumbaga, parang ganun. Pero, di ko alam. Parang napakinggan ko lang yung dati, pero tingnan natin dito kung ano nga yung totoo. Okay, so let's start.
How much of the food in your fridge will you toss before it reaches the table? Hamburger buns from last summer's picnic, milk past its sell-by date, carrots that lost their crunch. Countries around the world waste huge amounts of food every year, and the United States is one of the worst offenders. 37% of U.S. food waste comes from individual households. And roughly 20% of those food items are tossed because consumers aren't sure how to interpret the dates they're labeled with. But most of those groceries are still perfectly safe to eat. So, if the dates on our food don't tell us that something's gone bad, what do they tell us? Before the 20th century, the path between where food was produced and where it was eaten was much more direct. And most people knew how to assess freshness using sight, smell, and touch. But when supermarkets began stocking processed foods, product ages became harder to gauge. In the US, grocers used packaging codes to track.
Totoo yun. Dati, di ba pag mamimili ka lang sa palengke, syempre titingnan mo lang, tapos aamin mo lang, tapos papakiramdaman mo, okay pa to. Pag hindi na something na lamog na, ang first thinking natin, hindi na fresh. Pero ngayon kasi, uso na yung mga malls, yung mga supermarkets, yung mga ganon. So, naka-label na. Lalo na, ang dami ngayon yung ano yung sinabi niya? Yung processed food, yan. Marami na, usong-uso na ngayon yung mga processed food. Kaya, yan, may mga label na. Okay? Game.
How long food had been on the shelves, and in the 1970s, consumers demanded in on that info. Many supermarkets adopted a system still in place today called open dating, where food manufacturers or retailers labeled products with dates indicating optimum freshness. This vague metric had nothing to do with expiration dates or food safety. In fact, it's rarely decided with any scientific backing, and there are usually no rules around what dates to use. So most manufacturers and retailers are motivated to set these dates early, ensuring customers will taste their food at its best and come back for more. This means many foods are safe to eat far beyond their labeled dates. Old cookies, pasta, and other shelf-stable groceries might taste stale, but they aren't a health risk. Canned foods can stay safe for years, so long as they don't show signs of bulging or rusting. Low freezer temperatures keep bacteria that cause food poisoning in check, preserving proper...
Atras natin ng konti Yung sa mga cans, totoo yun. Basta hindi siya bloated. Tapos yung mukhang puputok. Basta hindi siya ganon. Pwedeng-pwede yung, yung can na yun. Ewan ko lang sa mga may tupi. Pag may mga tupi, medyo alangan. Kaya dapat pag mga nasa can, piliin natin yung walang bangas. Kumbaga, clean yung niya, yung surroundings. Wag din tayong pipili nung may mga kalawang-kalawang, lalo na yung kalawang yung parang pag kinutkot mo ng kuko is hindi na natatanggal, kumbaga lumalaki yung area ng kalawang. So wag na yon. Pero kung yung kalawang yung kukonti lang, parang lang, kakasimula pa lang, tas kinutkot mo, natanggal naman, I think that's good pa. Okay, so game.
Safe for years, so long as they don't show signs of bulging or rusting. Low freezer temperatures keep bacteria that cause food poisoning in check, preserving properly stored frozen dinners indefinitely. Refrigerated eggs are good for up to 5 weeks, and if they spoil, your nose will let you know. And you can always spot spoiled produce by off odors, slimy surfaces, and mold. Of course, there are some cases where you're better safe than sorry. The USDA recommends eating or freezing meat within days of purchase. Beyond their printed dates, ready-to-eat salads, deli meats, and unpasteurized cheeses are more likely to carry pathogenic bacteria that can...
So, yung mga binili natin, dapat within a week, dapat makonsume na kagad natin. So, yun yung advisable. So, yun. Lalo na yung mga fresh na binili natin sa sa market, dapat within a week makonsume na natin. Pero kung mga cans yan, okay naman yung mga cans na up to, bahala kayo doon, may nakalagay naman expiration date, pero yun nga, katulad na sinabi kanina, sinet ng mga manufacturer yun, na fresh hanggat maaari. Kunwari, ang pinaka-expiration niya, kunwari February, ililabel niya yun ng January para hanggat maaari, fresh mo pa siyang makakain, kahit due date na nung nandun sa expiration date. Yun. Okay, game.
Split past a smell or taste test. And the dates on infant formula are regulated to indicate safety. But while some of these labels work as intended, the vast majority don't. In a 2019 survey of over 1,000 Americans, more than 70% said they use date labels to decide if food is still edible. And nearly 60% said they'd toss any food past those dates. Restaurants and grocers often do the same. To avoid all this waste, many experts advocate for laws to require that date labels use one of 2 standardized phrases. Best if used by, to indicate freshness, or use by, to indicate safety. This solution isn't perfect, but some U.S. researchers estimate that setting these standards at a federal level could prevent roughly 398,000 tons of food waste annually.
Kasi marami sa atin mahilig mag-stock ng mga pagkain for in case na hindi na tayo lalabas or in case of calamity, yun. Gaya dito sa Pilipinas, alam naman natin na ulanin tong bansa natin, kaya nag-i-stock talaga tayo ng mga canned goods. Kaya yun, halos ang mga product din naman natin, yung iba nakikigaya tayo sa Amerika, sa ibang bansa. Yun, best buy, tapos consume buy, yun ba yung kanina? So, i-ano nyo na lang, i-backward nyo na lang kung gusto nyo makita yung So, nakasave yun ng maraming time, maraming pagkain na hindi nasasayang sa Amerika. So, okay. Game tayo.
Grocers could also try removing date labels on produce, as several UK supermarket chains have done to encourage consumers to use their own judgment. Many experts also advocate for policies incentivizing grocers and restaurants to donate unsold food. Currently, confusion around dates has led at least 20 U.S. states to restrict donating food past its labeled date, even though the federal government actually protects such donations. Countries like France go even further, requiring that many supermarkets donate unsold food. Regardless of what your government decides, the best way to prevent food waste is to eat what you buy. And don't
Yes.
forget that your eyes, nose, and tongue are usually all you need to decide if food is fit for consumption or the compost bin. If you want actionable steps you and your community can take.
Okay, so tapos na yun. So, yeah. Para ma-ensure natin na yung label ng expiration, actually hindi talaga siya expired na, kumbaga yun lang yung freshness niya na best siyang kainin. Kumbaga pag lumampas ka naman doon, as long as hindi naman umabot na ng sobrang malayo na date, as long as close pa doon sa expiration, pwede pa siya, edible pa siya. Yun nga, yung pang lastly, madali rin naman malaman kung edible pa siya dahil may panglasa naman tayo, may pangamoy naman tayo, tsaka yung titingnan natin yung appearance niya kung okay pa talaga siyang kainin. So, okay. Dito tayo sa next video, which is itong 15 foods that never expire. So, ano kaya ito? Game. Ano natin? Okay. Kanina kasi hindi pa to naglo-load. Ngayon, load na siya. Game.
Today, we're going to dive into a topic of utmost importance. The 15 foods to stockpile that never expire. How prepared are you for the unknown? With uncertainty looming on the horizon, it's crucial that we take action to secure our families and loved ones. And that starts with building a stockpile of foods that can stand the test of time. Are you ready to ensure your survival in any situation? Then,
medyo kakaiba yung yung atake ng pagsasalita niya dito, parang aggressive. Magagamit din naman natin tong information na to kunwari sa mga time na disaster. Syempre, kung meron tayong stock na food at hindi tayo makalabas or sarado yung mga malls or tindahan, at least meron tayong nasa stock na pagkain sa bahay na alam nating edible pa at hindi pa masisira basta-basta or hindi talaga nasisira. Ang isa sa mga alam ko na hindi nasisira yung honey. Yung original na honey, hindi siya nasisira. Okay, game.
let's get started. 1. You know, when we talk about survival essentials, water is right there at the top of the list, and for good reason. It's not just another item on your grocery list, it's a lifeline. We often hear about the rule of threes, right? You can survive 3 weeks without food, but only 3 days without water. That puts things into perspective, doesn't it? Water isn't just another drink, it's absolutely vital for our survival. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of storing water, especially considering how crucial it is. You might not think about it much, but water, in its purest form, is incredibly resilient. It doesn't spoil like food, but here's the catch. The way we store it matters a lot. Many of you use plastic bottles, and that's fine, but you need to know this. The FDA has given the green light on the indefinite shelf life of water stored in plastic bottles. That's a big deal. It means that as long as you store your water correctly, you're set for a long time. So, how should you store it? Keep it in a cool, dry, and dark place. Why? Because heat and sunlight can potentially affect the plastic.
Dark. So, ibig sabihin sa kwarto na madilim. So, hindi lang siya basta-basta, dapat hindi siya exposed sa sinag ng araw. Para hindi siya makontaminate. Okay?
Which in turn can affect the water. It's all about keeping the water in the best condition possible. But let's say you're in a situation where you're unsure about the quality of your water. Maybe it's been stored for a long time or you're sourcing it from an unfamiliar place. This is where water purification comes into play. It's always smart to have a water purifier on hand. Whether it's a simple filter or a more advanced purification system, it's a layer of security between you and potential waterborne illnesses.
Pero ang pinakamagandang purification is tawag nito, papakuluan. Yan. Pagpakulo, dapat may, kunwari kumulo na, magpapakulo ka pa ng another 5 minutes, parang gano'n, para siguradong patay yung bacteria. Or maybe 2 minutes more pa. So yun, para siguradong malinis talaga. Yun talaga yung purification na kung wala kang machine or ano man sa bahay mo na pwedeng mag-purify, kundi yung pakulo. Nanood nga ako ng mga dati, yung survival, kung paano makasurvive. 'Di ba? nasa tawag nito, nasa tabing dagat. Siyempre, ang water doon, yung salt water lang. Ang gagawin mo, kunwari, may inanod na plastic bottle. Yung plastic bottle, ang ginawa niya, ay hindi pala plastic bottle, basta yung mga basag na bote. Ang ginawa niya, yung isa pinakuluan niya, tapos yung isa nilagay niya ng bamboo para tumagos doon. Yung vapor ng kumukulo dito sa kabila, ang pinakulo niya, tubig alat, kumbaga ocean water, tapos pinakuluan niya yon, tapos may yung aso mo ko ingay, may bamboo stick na para isasali niya doon sa isang bote yung vapor. Tapos yung maipon na vapor, yun yung safe na inumin. Yung isa pang ginawa nung isa, nagukay siya sa buhangin, tapos nilagay niya ng plastic doon sa ibabaw. Tapos yun, yung vapor na napunta sa ibabaw ng plastic, yun yung ininom niya. So, pero mas safe yung pakulo. Tapos yung vapor nun, magta-transfer doon sa isang part ng tawag nito, ng bote. Game.
Remember, water is more than just a thirst quencher. It's essential for your body's basic functions, from regulating your temperature to flushing out toxins. That's why I can't stress enough the importance of having a reliable water supply. Whether it's for everyday use or in preparation for emergencies, water should always be your top priority. So let's not take water for granted. Store it properly, keep a purification method ready, and you'll be prepared for whatever comes your way. Water is, quite literally, the source of life. Let's treat it with the respect and attention it deserves. 2. Salt. This simple mineral has been both vilified and celebrated throughout history. We often hear about the dangers of too much salt in our diets, and rightly so, given the prevalence of high-sodium processed foods and their links to health issues. But let's shift gears and talk about a scenario where salt isn't just a flavor enhancer, but a vital resource: survival situations. In these scenarios, salt isn't just beneficial, it's essential. Our bodies need salt to function correctly.
Naalala ko yung palabas na Jumong, kung naalala niyo yun. Doon pinag-aawayan nila kung yung once na yung isang bayan tumigil mag-supply ng salt doon sa isang bayan, gigirahin nila yon dahil lang sa salt. Ganong katindi nung unang panahon pinag-aawayan yung produce ng salt. Game.
It helps with nerve and muscle function and regulates fluids in the body. But here's a crucial tip. Not all salt is created equal, especially when you're stockpiling for emergencies. Many of us are familiar with iodized salt. That's your typical table salt with iodine added. It's great for daily use since iodine is necessary for thyroid function. However, in a long-term storage situation, iodized salt can degrade faster. That's why for your emergency stash, you might want to consider alternatives. One great option is kosher salt. It's pure with no iodine added, and it has a larger grain size. This makes it not only excellent for cooking, but also ideal for food preservation, which is a critical skill in survival situations. You can use kosher salt to cure meats, for instance, which is a time-honored way to extend their shelf life without refrigeration. Then there's sea salt. Your standard Morton sea salt is a good start, but the world of sea salt is vast and varied. You've got options like Himalayan pink salt, which is not only visually striking but also contains trace minerals that can be beneficial. These types.
Yan, Himalayan, okay din yan. Meron ako yan Ito. Ito siya, Himalayan salt. Kung mapapansin nyo, Kulay pink siya. Hindi ito yung ano niya, yung bote niya. Medyo alikabok pa yung ibabaw. Ayan siya, kulay pink. Kulay pink yung ano niya. Himalayan. Kita ba na kulay pink siya? Basta kulay pink yan na ano. Mabibili lang yan siya Shopee or Lazada. Meron yan. Yung sea salt, yan, marami din sa atin yan dito sa Pilipinas. Kasi napapaligiran ng tubig ng alat yung bansa natin, kaya maraming gumagawa niyan.
Types of salt can add a unique flavor profile to your food, which, let's be honest, can be a morale booster in tough times. But here's the kicker. No matter what type of salt you choose, storage is key. You want to keep your salt dry and protected. Moisture is the enemy here. It can cause your salt to clump and potentially spoil. So forget about keeping it in those cardboard containers it often comes in. What you need is an airtight, watertight container. Stored this way, salt can last indefinitely. That's right, indefinitely. And let's not forget the historical significance of salt. It's not just a seasoning, it's been a valuable commodity throughout history. Roman soldiers were even paid in salt at times. That's where the word salary comes from. That's how valuable salt was considered. It wasn't just for flavor, it was for preservation, for health, for life. So when you're planning your emergency supplies or
Biruin nyo yung unang panahon pala, pinambabayad sa mga sundalo yung salt. Ganon ka-valuable yan nung time na yon.
thinking about long-term food storage, don't overlook salt. It's more than just a kitchen staple. It's a survival essential. And in a situation where the conveniences of modern life are stripped away, that humble shaker of salt could be one of your most valuable resources. 3. Number 3 on our list, honey, is not just your ordinary
sabi
kitchen
ko nga
staple.
kanina.
It's a powerhouse of benefits and a testament to nature's ingenuity. You know, we often reach for honey to sweeten our teas or drizzle over our morning toast, but its uses and benefits extend far beyond just being a sweetener.
Pero maraming ano ngayon yung mga tawag na to, yung mga parang imitation na honey. Kumbaga tinunaw na asukal lang. Pero ayun, tingnan nyo na lang sa label niya. Kunwari bibili kayo sa mall, tingnan nyo na lang yung label niya, yung purity ng honey. So yun. Kung gusto nyo naman, mag-search kayo dito sa YouTube ng mga brand ng honey na 100%. May ano yan may test yan kung paano maging malaman kung totoo yung honey. Okay? Kumbaga doon sa init tubig, parang hindi siya nade-dissolve. Pag hinalong makita mo na humihiwalay pa rin siya. Unlike doon sa hindi pure na honey, yung gawa lang sa tinunaw na asukal, pag nilagay mo sa init tubig, mix ka agad siya. Parang tunaw ka agad. So yun. Check ng maigi yung label kung gaano porsyentong honey ang ginamit. Kung 100%, maganda. 100% pure honey. Okay, game.
It's fascinating how this natural product plays a dual role in our kitchens and our medicine cabinets. Let's delve a bit deeper into the health benefits of honey. It's packed with antioxidants, which are great for reducing the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and even some types of cancer.
Okay, so baka isipin nyo na maubos yung honey. Actually, may nag-ano niyan, may tawag nito, may nagpa-plant, parang gano'n, nagpa-planta. Paano nila pinaplant, or paano nila tawag doon, basta may nag-aalaga na ng mga bees para makapag-produce ng maraming honey. May nakita ko niyan na mga video yung siya, parang square na may piling sila, na doon yung mga bees inaalagaan nila doon sa yung paligid ng bahay ng bees, maraming mga puno, bulaklak, yan, para doon sila yung mga bees magtatrabaho, doon sila kukuha sa mga surroundings ng mga ginagawa nilang honey. Tapos syempre doon sa bawat beehive may mga reyna sila doon. Yun yung poprotektahan ng yun yung inaalagaan ng mga nagpa-farm ng honey. So yun, tapos kinukuha nila yung honey, kinukolek nila araw-araw. Kaya hindi tayo maubusan ng supply ng honey kasi meron ng nagpa-farm ng honey. Okay? Kumbaga, hindi lang siya kinukuha sa wild basta-basta. Kundi meron na talaga nag-aalaga niyan.
Honey also has antibacterial and antifungal properties. This is why we often mix it with cinnamon to combat colds. This combination isn't just a folk remedy. There's real science backing it up. The antioxidants and antibacterial properties of honey, combined with the anti-inflammatory effects of cinnamon, can really give your immune system that much-needed boost, especially during cold and flu season. Now, about the different types of honey, it's a whole world out there. Each variety has its unique taste, color, and texture, depending on the flowers the bees have pollinated. And here's a tip. Local honey can be particularly beneficial, especially for those of you who suffer from seasonal allergies. Consuming honey from your local area means you're getting small doses of the local pollen, which can help build up your immunity to these allergens. It's like a natural vaccine against hay fever. But what's truly astonishing about honey is its longevity. Think about it. Honey found in the Egyptian pyramids, over 5,500 years old, was still edible. That's because
Yes,
honey has
so
this
yun nga.
incredible ability to stay preserved. This is largely due to its low moisture content and high acidity, creating an inhospitable environment for bacteria and microorganisms. It's a natural preservative in its purest form. However, honey can be susceptible to moisture. If your honey jar gets unsealed and absorbs moisture, it might start to ferment. But don't throw it away. You can easily revive crystallized or fermented honey. Just gently heat it, strain it if necessary, and it's good as new. This simple fix can save your honey and ensure nothing goes to waste. 4. Sugar. Now, we all have a bit of a love-hate relationship with sugar, don't we? On one hand, it's often vilified for its health effects. But let's not forget the comfort it brings, especially in stressful times. Imagine you're in a situation where the comforts of modern life are stripped away. Having something sweet like sugar isn't just a luxury. It becomes a small beacon of normalcy. And let's talk about its practical uses. Sugar isn't just for sweetening your iced tea, which, by the way, is pretty essential if you're in the South. It can be a crucial ingredient in preserving food. Yes, sugar can help in extending the shelf life of certain fruits by making jams and preserves. But, and this is a
Jam.
big but, storage is key. You gotta keep sugar in an airtight container. Why? Because sugar loves to absorb moisture. Ever found a rock-hard lump of sugar in your pantry? That's moisture at work. But don't throw it away. That hardened sugar can be broken down and still used. It's all
Yes.
about being resourceful. 5. Distilled white vinegar. This humble kitchen staple is a
vinegar.
bit of an unsung hero. Its high acidity level makes it perfect for preserving food. Think pickling. It's a fantastic way to extend the life of vegetables.
Yeah,
But vinegar's
pickle.
versatility doesn't stop at cooking. It's a powerful cleaning agent. In a grid-down situation,
Cleaning.
maintaining cleanliness is crucial. And vinegar can be your go-to for everything from disinfecting surfaces to cleaning windows. Plus, it's non-toxic, which is a huge bonus when you're trying to keep your living space safe and clean. Remember, like sugar, how you store vinegar is important. You want to keep it in a cool, dark place. This helps preserve its quality and
dark place
effectiveness.
din.
Both sugar and vinegar, when stored properly, have impressive shelf lives, making them invaluable in situations where you can't just run to the store. In times of crisis, it's these everyday items that can become lifesavers. It's about looking at what you have in a new light and understanding the full scope of their uses. Number 6 on our list, pure maple syrup, is such a crucial item to
Maple
have,
syrup.
especially for those of you in the US who are serious about your pantry staples. Now,
Sa atin, parang bibihira yan eh. Or ako lang. Pero parang bibihira sa atin yan. Baka siguro mga nakakaangat-angat sa buhay lang yung madalas merong stock niyan. Staple syrup.
we're not talking about the imitation stuff that's often loaded with artificial flavors and preservatives. No, we're focusing on the real deal, pure maple syrup. This isn't just a sweet treat. It's a survival essential in its own right. First off, let's talk about the longevity of pure maple syrup. This isn't a food item that you'll find going bad in a hurry. It's an indefinite food, meaning it can last for an incredibly long time when stored properly. That's a big deal, especially in situations where you need food items that won't spoil quickly. Now, I know many of you love your pancakes and waffles, and what's
Pancakes.
better to pair with them than maple syrup? But it's not just about taste. If you're storing pancake mix, which is a great, easy-to-make food, Having maple syrup on hand elevates it from a simple meal to something special. It's about maintaining a sense of normalcy and enjoyment in your meals, even in tough times. But here's the kicker. Pure maple syrup is resistant to microbial growth. This means it's naturally designed to keep bacteria at bay, which is crucial for food safety. And let's say, hypothetically, you find mold on your syrup. It's not the end of the world. You can actually remove the mold, strain the syrup, boil it, and it's good as new. That's a level of resilience you don't find in many food items. Moreover, let's talk about the health aspect. Pure maple syrup contains numerous antioxidants and has a lower glycemic index compared to regular sugar. This means it's not just a sweetener, it's a healthier option. In times of stress or emergency, maintaining health is paramount, and every little bit helps. And let's be honest, the taste of pure maple syrup is unmatched. There's a richness, a depth of flavor that you just don't get with imitation syrups. It's a comfort food, a luxury, in times when comfort might be hard to come by. It's a reminder of the small pleasures in life, and that's something we all need. So for all of you out there prepping your pantries, don't overlook pure maple syrup. It's more than just a condiment. It's a versatile, long-lasting, and delicious item that can make a real difference in your food storage and overall well-being. 7. Dried beans. When we think about foods that stand the test of time, dried beans are a true champion.
Beans, parang medyo bihira din sa atin yan. Kalimitan, ginagawa lang yan taho, tsaka tofu. Okay. So, sige, continue na lang tayo sa panonood.
These little powerhouses are not just a staple in many cuisines around the world. They're also a survivalist's dream. Dried beans in their uncooked state can last an astonishingly long time. We're talking years, even decades if stored properly. This makes them an ideal food source for long-term storage. First off, let's talk nutrition. Beans are a fantastic source of protein, which is crucial, especially in situations where meat might be scarce or unavailable. They're also rich in fiber, which is essential for digestive health, and they provide a range of vitamins and minerals. In a survival scenario, maintaining a balanced diet is key, and beans can play a big role in that. Now, the variety of beans available is vast. From black beans and kidney beans to lentils and chickpeas, each type offers its own unique flavor and texture. This variety is not just important for culinary creativity. It also helps in maintaining morale and preventing food fatigue, that sense of tedium from eating the same thing over and over again. But here's an important tip. While dried beans have a long shelf life, they do get harder over time. This means they may require longer soaking and cooking times as they age. However, this doesn't diminish their nutritional value. It's just something to keep in mind when preparing them. Storage is straightforward but crucial. You want to keep your dried beans in a cool, dry place. Moisture and heat are the enemies here. If beans are exposed to these elements, they can spoil or become a breeding ground for insects. Airtight containers are your best bet, protecting the beans from moisture and pests. And let's not forget the versatility of beans. They can be used in a myriad of dishes, from soups and stews to salads and even ground into flour for baking. In a survival situation, this versatility is invaluable. It allows for a variety of meal options, keeping things interesting and palatable.
Beans.
In addition, beans have another advantage. They're easy to grow. For those with a bit of land or even a small garden space, growing your own beans can be a sustainable way to replenish your supply. This self-sufficiency aspect is a huge plus in long-term survival scenarios. So, when you're stocking up your emergency pantry, don't overlook
Yan, meron
dried
tayong
beans.
kulay pula.
They're not just a food item. They're a sustainable, nutritious, and versatile resource that can support you through the toughest of times. 8. Let's dive deeper into the world of forever foods, focusing on dried pasta. This is a staple that's incredibly
Pasta.
versatile and, most importantly, has an incredibly long shelf life. The key to its longevity is the lack of moisture. When you store your pasta, make sure it's in a sealed container and kept in a cool, dark place. This way, you're ensuring that it stays dry and out of any harmful environmental factors. Now think about your favorite pasta dishes. Whether it's spaghetti, fusilli, or penne, the variety of pasta available means you can keep meals interesting, even in times when fresh food might be scarce. This is a huge plus, especially in emergency situations or when you're planning for long-term food storage. Moving on to ramen noodles, which are a type of dried pasta. They're a favorite for many, not just for their taste, but also for their convenience and shelf life.
Yes.
Just like other dried pastas, as long as you keep ramen noodles in the right conditions, they'll last for
Dried
ages.
Pasta.
And let's not forget the flavor packs that come with them. While I can't guarantee they last forever, similar items like beef bouillon have a very long shelf life. So it's likely that these flavor packs will last a long time as well, especially if they're kept sealed and dry. 9. Rolled oats. Another essential item for your
Oats.
long-term food storage is rolled
Yung
oats. Oats are a fantastic source of carbohydrates.
dalawa kasi yan eh. Yung isa yung parang grain, yung pinong-pino. Tapos itong rolled, yung medyo makakapal. Yan yung ano. Kasi mas healthy yung rolled oats. Pag tinignan mo yan sa Shopee, may kita mo yan eh. Itong medyo makakapal na ano na oats. Ito yung mas healthier, tsaka mas maganda sa digestion. So yun. Kasi yung isa may fats pa rin yun eh. Yung isang klase ng oats. Okay, game.
Carbohydrates and fiber, and they're incredibly versatile. They're not just for breakfast. You can use them in a variety of recipes, from baking to dinner dishes. The beauty of rolled oats lies in their shelf life. When stored properly in a cool, dry, and dark place, and especially if kept in airtight containers, they can last for years. This makes them an ideal candidate for your survival pantry. Nutritionally, oats are a powerhouse. They're packed with essential vitamins and minerals, and they're a great source of energy. This is particularly important in survival situations where you might be more physically active and require foods that provide sustained energy. Another advantage of oats is their ease of preparation. They can be eaten raw, soaked overnight, or cooked, which means you can still enjoy them even with limited cooking resources. Plus, they require minimal water compared to other grains, which is a crucial consideration in situations where water might be scarce. Oats also offer health benefits, such as lowering cholesterol levels and improving heart health.
Yes.
In a survival situation, maintaining your health is paramount, and foods that contribute to this are invaluable. Lastly, let's talk about the psychological aspect. In tough times, having a warm, comforting bowl of oatmeal can be incredibly soothing. It's a familiar, comforting food that can provide a sense of normalcy in abnormal situations. So, when you're planning your emergency food supplies, don't forget to include rolled oats. They're not just
So yun na, tanda natin yung word na rolled. Kasi mapapansin mo medyo malalaking butil yan ng oats. Yan yung maganda i-stored para in case of calamity. Kunwari, tag-ulan, yan, maganda tong bukod sa mga delata. Kasi kunwari, nawala ng gas. Yan, so hindi tayo makapagluto, basa yung paligid, basa yung mga kahoy. So, tubig lang, pwede na tong mga oats na to na makonsume natin. Yun. Pero mas masarap to kung mainit na tubig yung ilalagay natin. Okay, pwede na siyang pwede na siyang pamalit sa kanin. Okay, game.
nutritious and long-lasting. They're a comforting reminder of home, which can be just as important in a survival scenario. 10. Dried lentils. Dried lentils are an excellent addition to your list of forever foods. Like dried beans, lentils are incredibly nutritious, versatile.
Hindi ko alam kung ano to sa atin, pero lentos daw. Ewan ko, comment nyo na lang kung alam nyo to. Kung meron din ba to sa atin.
And have an exceptionally long shelf life when stored properly. They are a staple in many cultures around the world, and for good reason. One of the biggest advantages of dried lentils is their cooking time compared to other legumes. Lentils cook faster and don't require pre-soaking, which is a significant benefit in
Parang yung pagkain ng manok. Yung patuka ng manok, parang ganun yung nakikita ko dito.
situations where fuel and time are limited. This makes them an ideal food source in emergency situations where efficiency is key. Nutritionally, lentils are a powerhouse. They are an excellent source of protein, making them a great meat alternative. They are also rich in dietary fiber, iron, folate, and other essential nutrients. In a survival scenario, maintaining a balanced diet is crucial, and lentils can play a significant role in this. Lentils are also incredibly versatile in cooking. They can be used in soups, stews, salads, and even ground into flour for baking. This versatility helps in preventing food fatigue and allows for a variety of meal options, keeping your diet interesting and balanced. When it comes to storage, lentils are similar to dried beans. They need to be kept in a cool, dry place, preferably in airtight containers to protect them from moisture and pests. Stored this way, they can last for years without losing their nutritional value. Additionally, lentils are relatively easy to grow, adding a self-sufficiency aspect to their appeal. For those with a bit of land or a garden, growing your own lentils can be a sustainable way to replenish your supply, ensuring a continuous source of nutrition. 11. Powdered milk. An often overlooked but incredibly valuable forever food for your long-term storage is powdered milk.
Pwede kaya yan yung yung Bear Brand. Okay din yun no? Matamis-tamis din yun. Bear Brand. Siguro kailangan lang hindi mabasa para hindi siya makontaminate. Okay.
This shelf-stable form of milk can last for years when stored properly, making it an essential item for any prepper or survivalist. The primary advantage of powdered milk is its long shelf life. Unlike fresh milk, which spoils quickly, powdered milk can be stored for years without refrigeration. This makes it an excellent source of calcium and vitamin D, nutrients that are crucial for bone health and can be hard to come by in a survival situation. Another benefit of powdered milk is its versatility. It can be reconstituted with water to create liquid milk, which can then be used just like fresh milk for drinking, cooking, and baking. This flexibility allows you to enjoy dairy products even when fresh milk isn't available. Nutritionally, powdered milk offers much of the same benefits as fresh milk. It's a good source of protein, essential for muscle repair and growth, and it also contains vitamins and minerals necessary for overall health. In situations where your diet might be limited, having a nutrient-rich option like powdered milk is invaluable. When it comes to storage, powdered milk should be kept in a cool, dry place, away from direct sunlight. It's best stored in airtight containers to protect it from moisture and pests. Oxygen absorbers can be added to the containers to extend its shelf life even further. In addition to its nutritional and storage benefits, powdered milk can be a comfort food, especially for children. Being able to enjoy a glass of milk, a bowl of cereal, or a milk-based dessert can bring a sense of normalcy and comfort in challenging times. 12. Ghee, or clarified butter, is an excellent addition to your list of forever foods. This traditional...
So, ito, malimit natin nilalagay sa rep Butter. Okay. May ano kaya to? Specific na butter o kahit anong butter lang?
Staple in many South Asian and Middle Eastern cuisines is not only rich in flavor but also has a remarkably long shelf life when stored correctly. The process of making ghee involves simmering butter to separate the milk solids and water from the fat, resulting in a product that is pure butter fat. This removal of milk solids gives ghee a much higher smoke point than regular butter and, importantly for survival purposes, a much longer shelf life. One of the key advantages of ghee is its stability at room temperature. Unlike regular butter, ghee doesn't require refrigeration to stay fresh. This makes it an ideal fat source for long-term food storage, especially in situations where refrigeration might not be available. Nutritionally, ghee is rich in fat-soluble vitamins like A, E, and D. It's also free of lactose and casein, making it a suitable option for those with lactose intolerance or milk allergies. In survival scenarios, where maintaining a balanced and nutritious diet can be challenging, ghee provides essential nutrients. Ghee's high smoke point makes it an excellent cooking medium. It doesn't burn or smoke easily, making it ideal for frying, sautéing, and other high-heat cooking methods. This versatility is invaluable in a survivalist's kitchen, allowing for a variety of cooking techniques without the risk of ruining your food or cookware. When it comes to storage, ghee should be kept in a cool, dark place, ideally in an airtight container to prevent oxidation. Stored this way, ghee can last for months, even years, without spoiling. It's a
Kung mapapansin nyo, dark and sealed area dapat yung yung pinaglalagyan natin ng mga pagkain na ito. Kumbaga, hindi dapat makokontaminate ng water or moisture. Tsaka hindi rin dapat nasisikatan ng araw. Yun yung dapat storage area natin dapat talagang dim or tagon-tago, madilim yung lugar. Okay.
Reliable source of fat and flavor for your emergency food supply. Moreover, ghee has a rich, nutty flavor that can enhance the taste of various dishes. In times of stress or emergency, having flavorful food can be a significant morale booster, making meals not just about sustenance but also enjoyment. 13. Hardtack. Hardtack, also known as ship's biscuit, is a simple type of cracker made from flour, water, and sometimes salt. It is one of the most classic examples of a forever food.
Parang ano siya, parang plain cookies, parang ganun yung ano niya, game.
Known for its extreme longevity and ability to withstand harsh conditions. Historically, hardtack has been a staple for soldiers, sailors, and pioneers due to its durability and shelf life.
Nakakain ako nung biscuits. Ano yun eh, parang nasa blue na bag. Blue, parang green, parang army green na bag siya. Tapos ano siya, biscuits for the soldier. Ang nakalagay, ano siya, parang lasang matamis na masarap yung ano niya, yung biscuit niya. Yun. Tapos may mga health benefits pa, may iron, tas ganyan-ganyan doon sa packaging. Basta ang nun, masarap nun. Ito din siguro yung sinasabi niya na food na yun, na pwedeng mag-last ng matagal sa storage.
The primary advantage of hardtack is its incredibly long shelf life. When made correctly and stored in proper conditions, hardtack can last for years, even decades, without spoiling. This is because it is completely dehydrated, which prevents the growth of molds and bacteria. Nutritionally, hardtack is a basic food, primarily providing carbohydrates for energy. While it lacks the vitamins and proteins found in other foods, its value in a survival situation lies in its ability to provide a reliable source of calories under almost any condition.
Karamihan ng sinasabi dito sa na pagkain pang survival talaga. Kaya sabagay, bakit ka naman mag-i-store ng pagkain ng matagal kung hindi naman for survival ang purpose mo? Okay, game.
Hardtack is also very simple to make, requiring only a few basic ingredients. The traditional recipe involves mixing flour and water to create a stiff dough, which is then rolled out, cut into squares, and baked at a low temperature for a long time to remove all moisture. When it comes to consumption, hardtack is notoriously hard and dry, which is why it's often soaked in water, broth, or coffee to soften it before eating. This can make it more palatable and easier to digest. In survival situations, it can be crumbled and added to soups to thicken them and add calories. For storage, hardtack should be kept in an airtight container in a cool, dry place to prevent it from absorbing moisture, which could lead to spoilage. If stored correctly, it can be an invaluable resource in your long-term food supply. 14. Bouillon cubes, or stock cubes, are another excellent addition to your list of forever foods. These concentrated cubes are used to add flavor to dishes and are made from dehydrated vegetables, meat stock.
Parang sa atin dito, parang nor cubes. Yun kaya yun, nor cubes. Or meron siyang papakitang process na pwedeng i-produce tong bouillon cubes na sinasabi niya.
A small portion of fat, salt, and seasonings. Their compact size, long shelf life, and rich flavor profile make them an ideal item for long-term food storage and emergency preparedness. The primary advantage of bouillon cubes is their shelf life. When stored properly in a cool, dry place, they can last for years without losing their flavor or nutritional value. This is due to the dehydration process and high salt content, which are natural preservatives. Nutritionally, while bouillon cubes are not a significant source of calories or nutrients on their own, they are excellent for enhancing the flavor and palatability of various dishes. In survival situations where diet variety can be limited, having the ability to add flavor to meals is important not only for enjoyment, but also for maintaining appetite and morale. Bouillon cubes are incredibly versatile. They can be used to create a flavorful broth, which can serve as the base for soups and stews, or to enhance the taste of grains, beans, and vegetables. This versatility is invaluable in a survivalist's kitchen, allowing for a variety of meal options and helping to prevent palate fatigue. When it comes to storage, it's crucial to keep bouillon cubes in airtight containers to protect them from moisture and pests. They should be stored in a cool, dark place to preserve their quality and extend their shelf life. In addition to their culinary uses, bouillon cubes can also be beneficial in a survival situation for their potential health benefits. A warm, flavorful broth can be soothing and hydrating, which can be particularly important if someone is unwell or if
Binabanggit niya bouillon cubes, pero yung nakikita natin puro sabaw. Hindi ko alam kung anong klaseng cubes to or kung paano gawin. Siguro search na lang natin kung paano mag-create ng ganito. Okay, pero very flavorful daw siya. So parang interesting din itong pagkain na to. Game.
clean water is scarce. 15. Dried corn, particularly in the form of cornmeal or whole dried kernels, is an
Yan. Talagang ano yan, kung nakakain na kayo ng humay na humay ba yung tawag doon? Basta yung yung sa Cebu kasi yung pinakabigas nila doon parang mais. Parang mais talaga pala yun. Parang giniling na mais. Ang pagluluto, napapakulo ka muna ng tubig, tapos pag kumulo yung tubig, tsaka mahalo yung mais, then tsaka mahaluin. Yun, pag naging naman yung bahaw, medyo matigas yun, pero masarap yun sa lechon. Yung yung mais na yun. Lalo na kung mainit-init pa. Sarap nun. Parang nakakamiss kumain nun . Pero siya, walang lasa. Hindi kagaya nung kanin natin dito sa sa Manila, talagang namis. Yung na yun, parang flavorless. Talagang kumakain ka lang ng tapos pag na siya, yung bahaw, talagang masakit dito sa kasi sumasabit. Tsaka siya grainy masyado. Game.
excellent addition to your list of forever foods. This staple has been a fundamental part of many indigenous and pioneer diets, and continues to be a versatile and long-lasting food source. The longevity of dried corn is one of its most significant advantages. When properly dried and stored, corn can last for years without losing its nutritional value. This is due to the low moisture content in dried corn, which inhibits the growth of bacteria and mold. Nutritionally, corn is a good source of carbohydrates and provides some essential vitamins and minerals. It's particularly rich in B vitamins and contains some dietary fiber. In survival situations where energy and nutrient needs are high, having a reliable source of carbohydrates like dried corn is invaluable. Dried corn is extremely versatile in cooking and food preparation. Cornmeal can be used to make cornbread, porridges, polenta, and as a thickening agent in soups and stews. Whole dried corn kernels can be ground into flour, rehydrated for use in dishes like soups and stews, or even popped as popcorn. When it comes to storage, dried corn should be kept in a cool, dry place, ideally in airtight containers to protect it from moisture and pests. This will help maintain its quality and extend its shelf life. In addition to its culinary uses, dried corn has the added benefit of being relatively easy to grow and harvest in a variety of climates. For those interested in self-sufficiency, cultivating corn can be a sustainable way to replenish your food supply. Thank you for watching.
So yun, tapos na. Yun yung mga pagkaing tumatagal ang shelf life. Bale to yung sa pinakita niya, never expire. Kumbaga hindi lahat hindi na expire, kumbaga mahaba ang shelf life. So yun. At laging itago sa madilim at airtight na lalagyan para hindi makontaminate yung pagkain. So yun yung mga natutunan natin. Sana marami din kayo nakuha doon. Actually hindi nga siya for emergency purposes lang to mga pagkain na to. Okay, so sana marami kayong natutunan sa ating napanood at sa ating nireactan. Okay. So, hanggang dyan lang muna ang ating video. Ako nga pala si Kuya Ed. Always remind you, you are great. Kita-kits sa susunod na video. And na